Seeking the truth never gets old. Introducing June's Journey, the free-to-play mobile game that will immerse you in a thrilling murder mystery. Join June Parker as she uncovers hidden objects and clues to solve her sister's death in a beautifully illustrated world set in the Roaring '20s. With new chapters added every week, the excitement never ends. Download June's Journey now on your Android or iOS device, or play on PC through Facebook Games.
At Bombas, we make socks, underwear, and T-shirts that feel good and do good. They feel good because they're designed with the softest materials and comfort innovations. They do good because for every item you purchase, we donate another item to someone who needs it. So far, we at Bombas have donated over 100 million items, and your purchases add to that impact. Go to bombas.com/Wondery and use code Wondery for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/Wondery and use code Wondery at checkout.
Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today is Mr. Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Good. What's up, baby?
Not much. What's on your mind today? You anything rattling your cage?
No, nothing's rattling my cage. Actually.
Oh, really? Well, then you can leave.
I'm just in such a good mood from Salt Lake City. What a freaking show. That show is so good. Like, I don't even want to recap. I feel like recapping it is even shitting on it. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to let it live. I want to let it live its best life without being shit on in any way.
It was so amazing. It was so good. I texted Ronnie and I was like, I am bookmarking this episode for when we go back out on the road next year and we have like one of those days where we have to put in like a quote unquote vintage episode, you know, like this one may have to go be a live show recap that we do, because from the visuals, the accents, the fighting, what they were fighting about, like every frame of this episode was comedy gold, and we watch it on screeners. And so I was sitting there and I was dying. I wanted to tweet so badly, you know, because obviously we can't, you know, gag order. But like, it was, everything about it was just absolutely so amazing.
It really was. And I actually did not watch the screener this week. I waited for it to air because they were at the Trixie Motel. It was all pink. I haven't watched one episode yet in HD this season. It's always a much more horrifying experience in HD, as all of us are, as all humanity is much more of a horrifying experience in HD. So I just wanted to see it. I mean, it looked like such a trip just in the previews, and it was
sensational. And you know, you always say that Salt Lake City is the community theater of Housewives, and that could never be more true than when they all walked into this restaurant looking like the school play had just like asked for donations for their wardrobe department to put on like Guys and Dolls.
Not even Guys and Dolls. I mean, that one's at least they would like have nice clothes on. I mean, this one...
this is like if your public school.
I don't want to pay rent. It's like a Palm Springs. Okay, so I was in Palm Springs a couple weeks ago, and my friend Jessica from the Rants and Raves podcast, I think I already told you this, but she's like, Rondell, look over there. The Plaza, I'm serious right now. The Plaza Theater is for sale. We need to buy that to do improv, because we did improv together.
That's so
funny.
I
was like, oh my God, it would be amazing to run a community theater in Palm Springs, like downtown Palm Springs. And that's what these people look like. It was like my dream manifesting right in front of my face. It was like a whole crew, like you said, rent community theater in Palm Springs.
Yes.
I fucking love it. I'm writing it down. We're doing it, Jess. We're doing it.
I think that would be amazing. That's, first of all, a great sitcom. It's very Golden Palace, you know, to have like to run a theater in Palm Springs. We could do Crappin shows there. We could have a Crappin's residency at the Plaza Theater. That's
Yes, I
amazing.
even got a new caftan that I ordered for Palm Springs. It didn't come in time because when you order things from China or whatever, sometimes it says 2 weeks, but then it's like a month later. It was that. But now I have a new caftan, and I'm like, where am I going to wear this bad boy? At our community theater in Palm Springs. That's where we need to start a GoFundMe to buy that damn Plaza Theater.
Seriously, I think that sounds
here's what I'm putting in my notes: Plaza Theater.
Buy theater.
Buy it. Buy it.
Okay, so before we get started, a few things. First of all, what was the first thing? Oh yeah, first of all, we're on video. So hi everyone, we're here on video. Catch us on Crappens on Demand. Go to patreon.com/watchforcrappens. Second of all, Crappy Hour. We had it this week. Ronnie put up the audio. So if you want to hear what the vibe is like, it's there. We're still playing around with like what's going to be the best vibe for it. Like the audio was great this week, which was good. But we're still going to try to improve the visuals a little bit. So we're just going to play around. So thanks to everyone who showed up on IG, and remember to give us a follow. Give us a follow at Watch for Crappens and at Ronnie Karam and at Ben Mandelker. And then I think actually that was it for announcements. I think I sort of like arrived at the end of the announcements.
Right?
Construction workers are coming, so if I have to step away, I apologize, everyone. That's not really an announcement. It's more just a reminder to myself. That's it. So why don't we dive on in? Let's dive in. So we're in Palm Springs last week.
See, I jump in, you dive in. I think that says so much about our friendship.
I don't know how to
our
dive.
Personalities.
Do you know I don't know how to
You say
dive?
let's dive in, and I say let's jump in. I'm more of a cannonball type of a person, and you're more of an elegant diving person. You're like that neon sign in West Hollywood in the middle of the median of the road. That's like someone diving. That's you.
It's just someone avoiding Shannon Bedore's car. Which, by the way, that security footage came out. I guess we could talk about that in the Orange County recap. But wow. Okay. I don't know how to dive, by the way. I literally missed the day in day camp. I was like sick the day in day camp when they taught everyone how to dive, and I never learned. And as an adult, I've tried to learn. My friends Neil and Nate tried to teach me in their pool, and I like it's already too much awareness of like life or something. Like you just can't teach yourself to like literally throw yourself headfirst towards
anything, really.
Anything.
Yeah.
And so like my window, I cannot dive.
Yeah, your body doesn't bend the same as an adult, and so you have to learn certain things as a child, I think.
Yeah.
Like bend your body and then point your hands in prayer position towards the water and just make a U into the water. It just sounds so like as a kid, you're like, okay, and you just do it. But as an adult, it's like my body doesn't move like that.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. Like I don't even care if I'm telling my body to do it. Certain things my body's just gonna be like, no. Diving, Zumba class.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all the ones I can think of, but especially Zumba. Fuck you.
Zumba. I wouldn't. I wouldn't do an exercise class that's named after a vacuum. So,
the last Roomba ever, the Zumba.
It's a zombie Roomba. It just wants to eat other Roombas.
That's mine, actually, because I won't change the filter. God, we're never going to start this. I'm sorry. But I won't change the trash out of it. And so now it just keeps going. And then it just like blinks a light. It's a zombie Roomba. It
just turns into Sheena. Okay, so we are jumping and diving into this. We're in Palm Springs. So last week, one of our favorite people on Twitter, now known as X, Joe Gunn, he wrote a tweet that was like, the women of Salt Lake City approach the Trixie Motel. They find the door code. They struggle to enter it in. They finally get it in. And to be continued. Like, this is cinema. Like, this was our cliffhanger, was them struggling with the door code and walking into the Trixie Motel. And that was the cliffhanger that held us for the week. And now we resume with Trixie Motel Theater. They have made their way in.
It is a good cliffhanger because, as in life, everyone has now been in this position where you go up to those fucking doors and you try and get them open and you're doing something wrong. It happened to me at an Airbnb in Mexico. I could not get in the fucking door. I did not know who to call. Everybody was, obviously everybody doesn't speak English. I'm in another country. And I was just expecting this to all work and it didn't work. And I was like, what's going to happen? And so I was but then they didn't they didn't give us like a big climax of that. They just started with him walking in. Like,
I know
oh,
they didn't.
and now the door opened. I was like, what landlord did you call?
Yeah.
Who did you learn Spanish to speak to? Who did you Siri to teach you how to say, how the fuck do I open this goddamn fucking thing I paid for? VRBO, motherfuckers.
And on top of that, if you just tuned in this week for the first time, you would never know they had an issue with that gate code, because this week they just go and are like, boop, 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 and they just walk right in, which I felt like was changing the narrative a little bit. So
it was.
Yeah.
And it also shows you what goes into editing, because the last week's editors were like, oh my God, this door code thing is going to be a huge drama. And this week's editor is like, nobody wants to watch door code drama. And I'm like, guys, I need consistency.
Yeah, Sally Ann at Bravo was like, hi, we just have a note. Could we just like cut the door code thing? Yeah, we're just finding it's not testing well. Thanks.
So you guys already sent out to the networks the episode with the door code thing. Was that some manipulation? Did someone go behind my back? No, Sally. No, we didn't. It was an accident. We'll take it out this, but it's going to be inconsistent. My name is Sally and I'm not fucking around. All right. So I've got my own fabric store. Wait, what does Sally have? Not fabrics. That's Joanne. Beauty.
Sally,
that's why I've got a beauty store.
You know, right? Sally and Joanne were probably sisters, right?
Don't try and put lipstick on that pig. Just cut it out. Like, oh my God, Sally always making beauty shop.
Sally and Joanne have a rivalry. They never expected that their younger brother Michael would eclipse them all.
And then their slutty sister Hobby Lobby over there, like the holy roller who's always getting. They're like, "What? That's
Cousin
not even
Ross.
a name." Yeah.
Cousin Ross.
She's like, "Hobby is a name, actually. Holly Hobby." They're like, "Hobby was the last name." Joanne's like, "I hate that bitch."
Marshall
like,
just
yeah,
doesn't even want to hang
Hobby.
out with them anymore.
TJ's like, guys, I'm slightly above all of you.
I'm gonna hang out with my German friend Steinmart. So anyway, so they get through the door and they enter, and Lisa's like, "Oh my gosh, it is so cute! I love it! Lisa Barlow really like brought back classic Lisa Barlow this episode. There was a lot of like, I love that coming from her, which I feel like had sort of petered out a little bit, but now it's back full force.
I think that she stopped it on purpose because it became her thing, and it's like annoying. You know, it's probably annoying to go everywhere, and some queen's like, "I love that." At you. And so she's kind of taken it away, but this episode really frazzled the fuck out of Lisa Barlow. I mean, literally, it was coming at Lisa from every direction. First, 60 crowns, my ring. Like, so she's already stressed. So the robot Lisa's starting to come out, which is, I love that. It's a pink.
She has to go to comfort areas. She has to go to like what comforts her, because she's really stressed out about that ring. So Heather is like, this place is screaming drag queen. I'm surrounded by pink flamingos, pool floaties, fake extensions, big lips. Wait, those are my friends. But I'm assuming there are drag queens here somewhere.
My diarrhea was instantly better. It was like when I went to see the Barbie movie. I was like, oh my God, my tummy has totally settled down. So much pink.
Yeah.
So Trixie gets her own background, like a bright pink background with Trixie and the Motel logo.
Yeah.
And they're like, welcome to the Trixie Motel. And so they kiss. And I'm sorry, I'm ignorant with drag queens. Do you say her while they're a drag queen, right? And then him when it's a guy.
I assume so. I
don't know. I don't know my words.
We've spent so much time in the world of Bravo that I haven't really ever transitioned to the world of Drag Race. So, which I know drag queens exist outside of Drag Race, but I feel like that would be my main way of knowing. But
I'll watch it when it's called Drag Sit. You know what I mean? I don't like race being in the title. I'm never going to watch anything with race in the title. That's just how I am. Like Drag Relax. How about that?
Yeah. Well, the good part about talking about fellow gays is that we can just always call them she at any moment, and it usually works out well. So
that's true.
So she comes out, and Mary is, of course, confused by all this. Mary is just so funny these days. Mary's like, Trixie Hotel? Is that a person? Is this a person? Is this hotel named after her? I'm just confused as to what's Trixie? Where are we?
What is a Trixie?
Why are we at a motel?
And Trixie comes to Mary and is like, hello. And she's like, hey, gorgeous. Not really. And Trixie's like, nice to meet you. Listen, I mean, it's very hot for this much clothes, right, guys? Is it hotter in SLC? And Lisa's like, hey, Trixie, I lost my ring, Trixie. 60 G's. 60 G's. It was 60. I don't love that, Trix.
Do you have enough rooms here for all my lawyers? Because we're going to call them. So Trixie's like, well, if you want a new piece of jewelry, just say that. So then,
just say, Trix, and I want your opinion. Trix, I don't know Trixie's whole personality. Some people pointed us toward Trixie's recaps on YouTube, which are fucking hilarious. TV recaps for Netflix stuff. But as far as the show, I don't know the whole personality. Does she always just like have no interest in whoever's in front of her? Because I think it's so funny. The entire cast of Housewives of Salt Lake City come, and Trixie's like, so this is a motel. There's 7 rooms. It's very private. You could get naked. I mean, you probably shouldn't. Okay, I have other things to attend to. Bye.
Yeah, and then surprise twist, out of door number 3, out of motel door number 3, come Whitney and Angie. Welcome. Hi. Hi. Like Angie's able to even be staccato with one syllable. Hi.
They have like been standing behind a door waiting for everybody to enter. They've messed up their entrances this whole time. They came early, but too early. They had to wait by the pool too long. Then nobody came. So they went inside, and now they have to like plan another entrance to shock them.
The community theater production of Salt Lake City had some queuing issues, so they had to just walk out later on stage.
Angie and Whitney are doing noises off, with the people coming in and out of the doors. Like they just can't time it.
I love that. I never saw the actual stage production, which I bet is amazing, but I remember seeing the movie and like literally dying of laughter.
Yeah.
Great movie, everyone. You should watch it. So, Julie Haggerty and Carol Burnett and what's his face? R.I.P.
Well, that's the one where they were doing the making of Noises Off, right? I think it's called oh no, it was Noises Off.
I think it was
Noises
Noises
Off. Which am I
Off.
thinking of? It's called Moon Over Buffalo. Let me see what I'm thinking of.
Was Moon Over Buffalo the play within the play?
It was a documentary about Moon Over Buffalo. It's a 1995 comic play. Oh, it is a play. It marked the return of Carol Burnett to the Broadway stage.
Right.
So I think it was
that.
the making of Moon Over Buffalo. And they showed the
Noises
backstage
Off
stuff.
Because Noises Off was like the first act was here's this play that we're gonna do. The second act was like all backstage while it's going wrong, and the third act was actually on stage when it's so funny. Like I remember it was like shockingly funny.
Well, whatever play we're talking about, I'm sure there are a lot of
It'll be
queens
at
and
your
theater nerds
playhouse.
slamming their steering wheel right now. I just want to say, whatever play that was, neither Angie and Whitney have the talent to do it. Okay? I can tell you that right now. These two cannot get their entrances right. So they come out, and they're in their stupid outfits, and they're like, hi. And Trixie goes, oh, no, everyone's here. And then the world just slows down for Meredith when she sees this, like trying not to pop her head off. And she's like, and it shows Lisa in slow motion going, oh my God, you're already here. I lost my ring. It was 60 grand Diet Coke.
Oh, I didn't know you were gonna be here. I feel like we really didn't advertise at the top of our episode how this was a true Meredith Marks, like I don't want to say masterclass because it wasn't a class, but this was probably, I think, like the ultimate Meredith Marks episode. Like we've had some big ones, but this whole episode was just like, this is like, I think, the number 1 Meredith Marks episode of all time, I think.
Also, the number 1 Benzos episode of all time. I mean, we've seen a lot of drugs on these shows, and, I love just to try and guess what everybody's on. I don't think we've ever seen anybody as blitzed on Benzos as Meredith Marks is.
Wait,
and I
Benzo?
love the confidence. A Benzo's a downer. It's the one, it's like you take a, and that's why she's talking like a tape player.
Side effects include British accents.
Yes, she bought her Benzos from the Samuel French bookstore.
She bought them from a Wagamama. So, so by the way, this might be our first ever 3-part episode because honestly, it's like I can't. I said it's gonna be that way. Okay. So yeah, she's like, oh, I don't know, I'm here, and Heather's like, is Meredith jet lagged? She's showing zero reaction to the fact that her hostess trip just got completely hijacked. So Meredith goes, well, this is incredibly ill-mannered and rude, and I can't imagine inviting someone on the trip without talking to the host about it first. Although, didn't she do that literally last year when she brought Angie Harrington on? No, she didn't bring Angie Harrington. She brought Dana. Didn't she bring Dana on the trip to San Diego randomly?
Oh, that's a good memory. I don't remember that. I don't remember who brought who on in secret last time.
Yeah, it's sort of a jumbled mess last season.
But she's just short circuiting here. She's like, that was incredibly like her head's just like bobbling and one eye is kind of popping out.
And then it just cuts to Mary goes, who is Angie? Mary just kind of like cuts to the core of it every time they cut to her.
She's like so pissed. This is episode 3, and she's finally like, who is this? Is anybody gonna tell me who this is?
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial. I want you to picture Steve Jobs tinkering with a computer in his garage, Walt Disney drawing cartoons for his high school newspaper. Every big moment starts with a big dream, but what happens when that dream turns out to be an even bigger failure? Each week on Wondery's new podcast, The Big Flop, host Misha Brown is joined by different comedians to chronicle some of the biggest failures and blunders in pop culture history. Each episode will have you thinking, why in the world did this get made? From box office flops like Cats the movie, to Action Park, New Jersey's infamous theme park that had countless injuries, many lawsuits, and rides so wild it became known as Class Action Park. Or Quibi, that short-form video platform with an even shorter lifespan. It's a story of a spectacular failure with lots of surprises along the way. Enjoy The Big Flop on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to The Big Flop early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Get started with your free trial at Wondery.com/plus. Hey listeners, you need to know that Wondery's shocking true crime podcast Over My Dead Body is back for a 4th season, Gone Hunting. This newest season covers the story of Mike Williams. It was Mike's 6th wedding anniversary when he set off on a hunting trip into the gator-infested swamps of North Florida. He figured he'd be back in time to take his wife Denise out to celebrate, but he never came back. Friends and loved ones feared he met his fate through bad luck and a group of hungry alligators, leaving his young family behind. Except that's not what happened at all. And after 17 years, a kidnapping, and the uncovering of a secret love triangle, the truth would finally be revealed. Enjoy Over My Dead Body, Gone Hunting on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of Over My Dead Body early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Get started with your free trial at Wondery.com/plus.
So we get a tour of the rooms, and it's Yeehaw Cowgirl, Peach and Blue. Oh, it's a Peach and Blue room. Okay, so we don't see all the rooms yet. But Trixie's like, well, this room has already been taken. And Angie's like, I had to. She's like a weak character. She's like, have you ever played Mario Maker where the characters?
Oh, yeah, I love Mario Maker.
I guess it's all the Marios, but they don't make their mouths move, but they have dialogue, and it's just like kind of in Japanese scrolled out into the screen, and you just see their hands moving.
They sort of like
it's not really matching
body
the lines.
movement like this.
Yeah, that's how Angie talks.
Yes, she actually. You were so right. She talks with the same cadence as a villager in like an RPG game. Like, you know, when you're like walking around in Zelda and you go to talk to a villager and it's like, the other day I had such an issue, and then you have to press A because my cuckoos walked away, and you have to press A. It's like, can you find them for me, please? Like, that's literally how she talks.
But they don't stop moving even when you haven't pressed A. Like, they've said their line. You haven't pressed A, but they're still kind of moving their upper body and their head.
Yeah.
She's trying to do like an NPC version of Jen Shaw. Like, she's obviously trying to be Jen, right? She's got the crazy fashions, and she's trying to do like a whole sassy body movement thing, but it's just, you could just tell she's practicing, you know? And it is so funny to watch.
It is. And she has those giant like those giant red sunglasses that literally look like the things you have to put on when you go to the dentist and they take x-rays, you know? Like
Yes. You know what it looks like too? It looks like a stupid person's COVID mask. You know how when COVID was when COVID was around, people were trying to skirt the COVID laws by having their own masks or whatever. Like first there was a check cashing mask, which I guess was acceptable to some people. It's like one of those, but then just comes down right above the parts it needs to protect.
It was just like Phantom of the Opera. It was like Phantom of the COVID.
Oh my God, that is the mask we will be using at the Palm Springs Plaza.
Wonderful.
Next fall, guys.
Well, remember, didn't Ramona have like she had like a clear one that she wore over her face, but then when she talked, it kept on fogging up.
Yeah, she was wearing the check cashing one. Yeah, oh, you're right. Yes.
She's like, my girlfriend designed this for me, okay?
Oh, both of us. So we're becoming the same person.
We're doing the yes together.
So Whitney takes the honeymoon suite. Now, I know that this is a show, and the reason Angie's really there is because they're all filming a show, and that's how it works and whatever. So I get that. But for Whitney to invite somebody and then also get her own room when people have to share rooms is pretty shitty. Like, if you're going to come early and steal the room and bring someone, you should at least have to share with that loser.
And Meredith is doing one of her classic moves, which is biting her sunglasses in disapproval. When she's like unhappy, she takes like, the tip and she sort of puts it of one of the things that go behind your ears, and she just puts it in her mouth. She's like, well, I'm going to chew on this like it's a hayseed because I'm so angry right now. I have to chomp on my sunglasses.
And Trixie's like, it's all custom. It's all custom, which is really nice if it's customized to you. But I don't like hearing it's all custom. Like to me, I'm like, no one sent me any samples. Don't use that word around me unless I've gotten to use. I've gotten to.
That sounds very Mary Cosby. That was a very Mary Cosby kind of
was rubbing off on me
thing to say. So so now Meredith's like, well, I'm gonna go for the one that has the hot pink tub because bathtubs are my personality this season. So enjoy it, ladies.
Do you have a ring called room? Do you have a room called ring? Because I think I lost that. Sexy K. So the rooms are called Pink Flamingos, Queen of Hearts, Atomic Bombshell, and Malibu Barbara.
Malibu Barbara. That's so funny. I didn't notice that. So Trixie's like, okay, I promoted my business. I'm already worn out by you ladies. Bye.
Yeah, you're way more interesting on TV. Bye. Bye now. Like, my show gets better ratings than yours. Bye.
Guys. Bye.
You need me. You need me. This is called the "You Need Me More Than I Need You" room. Okay, enjoy yourself. Bye. It was custom.
Oh my God! I just got a call from John Barlow. Someone took our ring camp. I can't believe that. Lost another ring.
Oh my God. The ring didn't mean anything. I'm all right. So Meredith is still trying not to freak out. So she's like, all right, ladies, I need 20 minutes and then let's come to the pool. Why not? Why not?
Why not? Note that in this part of the episode, I still have my Chicago accent. So then, people, I just wrote down people situating. So people are situating, and Angie and Whitney are having drinks. And Angie's like, all right, girl, here we are. Which is like, that's exactly how Angie would set a scene. All right, girl, here we are.
They got no reaction. Yeah, they got no reaction, so they don't really know what to do. So they're like, yeah, look how we just pissed everyone off, but they didn't really. So she's sipping, and then Lisa comes out, and she's like, hey, guys, love that. And Angie's like, hi, would you like sun or would you like shade? I usually don't love surprises, but the Angie K surprise, what did you think of that? And Lisa's like, yeah, I really love that one. Love that.
Yeah. And Whitney's like, I was like, be my plus. Wait. I was like, be my plus line. One.
Yeah, you know why? Because we were at dinner. So then I was like, be my plus one. I was like, yeah, real badass, Whitney. Did you catch any clips? Oh my God, I'm doing that thing where my tongue is, I bit my tongue today. And it's so big in my mouth that I'm like,
so you bite it more.
Yes.
So sorry.
I'm doing that big tongue talk where you go like there's like that sound of like
big tongue
when I make
talk.
words.
Yeah.
big tongue talk, guys, at the
Big
Plaza
tongue
Theater.
talk. The big tongue talk. was
Did
my
you
Britney
catch
Spears.
Whitney on Watch What Happens Live?
I
Or the
didn't.
clips. Someone sent me a clip and I was cracking up. So Andy's asking her about Heather. And she's like, yeah, well, me and Heather, it's like the thing, like, there was just like so much pressure on our relationship. And like it's like a diamond, because like diamonds, you put like pressure on coal, and then now there's not any pressure. It's like, so you didn't make a diamond? What are you fucking trying to say, Whitney?
You're saying that like maybe you were just like a piece of cement that you were trying to turn into a diamond, and they realized there was no diamond there, so they just took the pressure off, so you could just be the cement that you are.
Fucking dodo bird. I mean, if the drag queens are gonna write your lines, at least make them stay to finish them. It's like, what did Trixie just leave halfway through this line? You know what? There was pressure, but it's like a dime. It's like a coal being squeezed. Okay, I gotta go. I have other business ventures to attend to. Bye, Wisconsin.
Diamonds are a girl's best. Platypus.
So Lisa's like, well, you know what, Anjay? I don't know why you wouldn't be included. And there's drama music as Meredith comes out of her room in this odd tie-dyed jumper and just passes by them very slowly without saying anything, and no music or anything.
Yeah, she gives like a little smile, like the sort of smile you give, if you've got like a neighbor that you don't really know, but you see them on a semi-regular basis, that when you walk by on the sidewalk, you might like be like give like a little smile, or like even if it's someone you don't even know, there's like someone walking a dog, so you walk by and because they have a dog, you sort of give like a very light smile. But it's like the smile you give to someone you've never had a conversation with before in your life, and she gives it to them.
And they give like 3 different sounds as Meredith passes. It's like Meredith is coming out the door. Meredith puts her hair behind her ears and looks at the girls and gives a little smile. Meredith passes by without saying anything.
That was weird that she didn't say hi. It's weird that you brought a whole person onto this trip and then came early and let that person who wasn't invited choose their room before the hosts.
I'm loving villain Whitney, though. I think it's so hilarious that Whitney's like, that's it. This season, you're getting a different wit. Mine? Me. It's me, Whitney. Okay.
Wit elbow. Sorry, I got confused. So now Meredith goes into Heather's room, and Heather's like, entree to the Queen of Hearts. And she goes, I love it, my queen.
Yes, my queen. It's like, yeah, love drag queens, eh? Hey, Meredith, you're really steeped in that culture. Yes, my queen. So Heather's like, I don't even understand what's happening. And Meredith just shrugged nods. And Heather's like, but Meredith, this is your trip. And she goes, well, I'm going to whisper to you in a very mature way after I take these nachos off my head. Wait, I meant sunglasses. Okay.
Have you ever had a Slim Jim? Because I prefer sunglasses.
You know what, Heather? There are so many bigger things going on in the world right now. And if this is what makes her happy, this reflects more on her than it reflects on me.
Although it reflects a bit on my sunglasses just because they're very large sunglasses. And then, by the way, in the next room over, we just cut to Mary, and she can sort of hear the sound of them talking. And Mary goes, Heather has a big mouth. And then it just comes back. She's just annoyed. Mary is so annoyed by this trip.
So Angie and Lisa and Whitney are still talking by the pool. And Angie's like, the last few times I've seen Meredith, she's had no problem with me. And Lisa's like, yeah, at the snowball fight, no one said anything. And Angie's like, yeah, fresh powder, fresh start. I'm going to have to figure out a way to differentiate these voices. But to me, they're so similar.
Because Lisa talks like this, and Angie talks like this with a little bit of a. She sort of has actually almost like a Toronto accent in there a little bit, because you know how people in Toronto go sorry. She sort of says sorry. She does it like that, but staccato. She's like low Lisa Barlow, and Lisa Barlow's high Lisa Barlow.
Fresh powder, fresh start. Hey, that sounds like the perfect time to get together. And Whitney's like, yeah, she seemed completely fine to me. Again, that's how she's been every time I've seen her. And she chooses this passive aggressive way of excluding me. And it's, you know what it is? You know what it is? It is fake. It is fake. It's not fake. She didn't invite you on her trip. How much realer does it get than that? Okay. She just passed by you and did not say hi. How do you get realer? What do you want her to do? Punch you in the vag? Like, She doesn't like you, girl.
Don't complain about fake when you're trying to be both phony Joanna Gaines and phony Lady Gaga at the same time, and those two things do not mix. So Heather is like Joanna Gaga. So Heather is like, you think she has any idea why she wasn't invited? And Meredith is like, oh, I don't know why she thinks she would be invited. Many of our interactions thus far, because I am a lawyer, so many of our interactions thus far have been unpleasant. And so we see how clips. You do the first clip.
No, you do the first one.
None of us should ever speak negatively about anyone else around here. I got it. These are irritations, so I'm just going to voice them and move on.
Then we get a clip of Angie at the reunion trying to tell Meredith off. And she's like, you know what, Meredith? You should work in a cubicle because apparently you have very little people skills. And Meredith is like, I have very good people skills, Angie.
For you to insinuate that I would not be a valuable asset to corporate America or any typical office setting is both rude and irritating, and I'm not going to sit here and listen to that.
So Meredith comes back. We're back now. Meredith's like, that is just mean, girl, nasty. And Heather's like, it is a complete act of war.
Yeah, once you come for someone's cubicle presence, you're really drawing a line in the sand. Don't work in a cubicle. Oh, wait, what did you say? Don't work in a cubicle or you should work in a cubicle? You should work in a cubicle.
You should work in a cubicle because you couldn't do customer service, basically.
I actually would prefer an open office with desks where we can all see each other, like a startup company, or just have an office. But for you to say I belong in a cubicle, which I would decorate very nicely with pictures of my toddler, Brooksy, it's still rather offensive to me.
So appetizers are brought out to the pool, and it's like tomato and mozzarella cheese. I need better. Gonna say that right now. As far as a visual appetizer judgment, but I think because I was a cater waiter for so long and I served so many of those, and can I just tell you, the tomato part is so unpleasant. Put the cheese down my fucking throat. Why are you wasting my time with these little annoying balls of acid? Stop. Just give me the fucking cheese, dude.
Balls of acid can work out quite nicely if you season them properly. So it's true, everyone. So they're all sitting there. Then Mary comes out. So Angie's like, Mary, come get something to eat. Come sit with us, Mary. Come on over, girl. And Mary's like, I'm not coming over there. Please stop talking to me like that. I don't like it.
Mary, by the way, is in full black pants and a blouse in Palm Springs by a pool. So she plops down on the chase thing behind them. And Angie's
2 chaises away. She just sits down.
And Angie's like, well, just a little invites in case you're interested. And Mary's like, so why are you guys here early? I just don't get the connection of why you're here early. Well, because Trixie is one of my good friends. Oh, so that's why you're here. I don't
early.
Get it.
And Mary's talking to them from her chaise too. She's like, I'm not gonna sit with you guys, but I'm gonna talk with you from 2 chaises away. And there's just like this great wide shot that they got of the group sitting to the right and Mary just 2 chaises down. And just the visual composition of that shot was just so, it was like so perfect. It was so hilarious. Just every aspect of this episode just had comedy all over it.
So Whitney's like, well, look, I'm friends with Trixie, and she writes my lines now. And so she said we should like promo her hotel. So I came down early. And Mary's like, well, it just feels childish. And then she goes, well, it might feel childish to you, but Whitney was trying to be inclusive. And she's like, no, I wasn't even talking to you.
Talking to you.
So.
And then the choir just goes nuts. The choir's like, ah, 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 ah. The musical director Fritz is back there like, okay, and now go on Mary's line, go start. So Lisa's like, hi, I brought the tequila. And then Meredith comes out. She goes, welcome, guys. I brought my guests some gifts. Emphasis on my guests. And also, just in case my toddler showed up, I got this cute little onesie. But so far, he's not here.
So Meredith hands out some gifts, and Angie goes, oh, my guests. So, well, I can only do so many things at once for you. Just makes like a huge show of giving one to everybody but Angie.
And then like walks by, and she doesn't even say, I'm so sorry, I don't have anything. I didn't realize you were coming. She just walks right by. But also, by the way, for Angie, if Angie was expecting a gift, that's also ridiculous because you were unplanned and this was a pre-planned gift.
Yeah. You're like me, unplanned. Sad tear. Let's take a moment and have a sad tear.
Oh,
Okay.
Ronnie.
Yeah. You know what? Listen, when your parents meet in a bowling alley that your father's family owns and they end up fucking where the bowling balls are racked, in that little hallway back there, guess what? Probably didn't plan you. Okay. So, but that is also why when I close my eyes, sometimes I still hear this sound. Up.
Do you ever feel like you're being thrown down a oily floor? Like my favorite bowling ball, Ruth. Remember my Ruth story? It's bowling ball named Ruth. I will always remember that ball that just showed up. It just showed up in the ball thing. It just said Ruth. Just love. It was a red ball, a red bowling ball that just said Ruth, and I was like,
every bowling ball. Almost every
Ruth is.
bowling ball I ever had was some lady's name, and she must have had gigantic hands because you've seen my hands, right? Look at my hands; they're huge. But yeah, I always got hand-me-down balls because I would never commit to taking bowling classes because you know who teaches bowling classes? Really creepy guys in like crop tops because their shirts don't fit. And Ruth, yeah.
Oh, I wish I could have met Ruth at some point. She's probably a legend. So
they probably made this statue out of Ruth, this little lady bowling statue that I got from my city back in the day. This is my city statue, my grandmother's. It's her bowl. That's Ruth. Go do it, Ruth. Do it. Ruth is like, I'm pulling back my hair. I'm gonna get this ball down the line. Nobody's gonna stop me. Got my hand out to steady me. And
Got her.
And then my dad's about to climax and up. Ronnie was conceived.
This makes me want to go bowling. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even joking.
Me too.
I want to go bowling. I love bowling. I'm so bad at it, but I love doing it. Okay.
It also makes me want to fuck someone. This is totally creepy. I get it. Let's move on.
It makes me want to have a pizza party. Why don't I have you know what? This year, maybe my birthday party will be at a bowling alley. So,
oh my God, I will fly in to
Will
come to
you?
your bowling party. Yes. And
Okay, I'm gonna
also,
do
please,
it.
a real bowling alley and not like a Lucky Strike. Not some
No,
douchey bowling
I would
alley,
go
like a real gritty bowling
Shadow
like somewhere
Lanes.
Ruth would have been.
Shadow
Yes.
Lanes on Vermont. You been there?
Yes, I have, of course. I was in improv. We had to have birthday parties at bowling alleys. We're all
Yeah,
broke.
I don't want to do a hipster bowling. I don't want to do Lucky Strike. It's gonna be at Shadow Lanes. I'm gonna do it.
I
I'm
love
invite
it.
everyone. It's gonna be a big party.
Love it. I'm in. Okay, so she
Okay.
passes out gifts, and Angie goes, "Wow, that is so sweet. How you just keep walking on by. You know what? I'm sure that those gifts are just donated shit from other companies."
What, like the sunglasses that you have that you clearly purchased from I don't know where this burn is gonna go. Let's say Etsy. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. The point is, you're wearing those sunglasses. Don't complain about t-shirts.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So, Meredith goes, well, guys, we have a shopping afternoon planned, which should be really fun. I've got a couple of fun stores, so we're going to break off into 2 different groups of pairs. And the idea is, if I pair off with Lisa, who we're trying to rebuild and grow and trust again, we could shop together. I could pick something slutty out for you that resonates with your inner slutty character that would give blowjobs for basketball tickets just for jazz. And you can give me something classy because that's who I am inherently. Okay, does everyone understand the rules?
No costumes, don't worry. Like she's trying this like fake voice so she doesn't murder this Angie chick. And then Mary goes, maybe you could buy a new ring, Lisa.
And then, by the way, here's the twist. We can wear to dinner whatever we pick.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that we're going to wear to dinner whatever we pick out for each other?
Well, it's about trust, so don't put the other one in something you know they won't want to wear unless it's Lisa Barlow, which is you.
All right. Here's the teams. Bad weather, we need sunshine, so you two are gonna be pairs. And Angie, I didn't know you would be here, so you can be alone. And Monica and Mary, that would be fun. You're new. Whitney, I don't really care. You're going with Heather. Okay, just everybody ignore Angie. All right.
Okay, yeah, Angie, I didn't realize you were going to be here, so I've actually assigned that you can actually just go find a pit of mud and just throw yourself in it, and we'll get you when we're done shopping, okay?
Well, I would like to thank you for acknowledging that you didn't invite me. I will figure it out. And Monica's like,
Ew, right out the gate. Like, we are sassy. I mean, even to the hostess? Come on.
I loved Monica's reaction because I felt like she forgot she was on the show. She just thought she was a viewer like us. She goes, ew, wow, out of the gate, sassy, wow.
well, I think that Monica is acting out of line. She's coming up into this group as my friend, and she's acting disgusted by my comments. Like, the minute she could take off for somebody else, she did. I was like, wow, you are really just doing Jen's entire last season. I hope this ends with you going to prison, because this was Jen last season when she brought Angie on, and she's like, how dare you? This is my trip, and you're like taking the better room, and like you're like standing up for my friends instead of for me.
But Angie I find to be much funnier because like Jen was because she would then like domineer with this thing, and Angie's just like, I can't believe you would do that to me, a Grecian goddess. And then it's just, she's sort of just like annoyed on the side, but like no one's paying attention to her. So
well, also I feel like it's important to point this out every week if I can. One of the things I'm loving the most about this season, because I've loved every year, I'm loving that it's working so well without Jen. I mean, so far, we're only on episode 3, but it's their best season so far. And there's no Jen in sight. So all those people who are like, oh, they need Jen. Now, they might need it for ratings because the ratings have not been great. But still, let's not dwell on that. Let's not.
Well, ratings, it's hard to say. People watch things on DVRs and stuff. So, it's not for me to weigh in on. But I will say, I mean, it's going to be hard to top season 2. Season 2 was so legendary. I think like season 2 is wonderful, but it could, because honestly,
it's
every
easy in my book
because it's Jen Shaw.
Because I don't remember anything. No, I just don't remember.
The Arrest?
You can top the season. I mean,
oh, you mean?
Oh, I remember the Arrest. Yeah. But no, I'm just saying like it's easy to top a season for me because I don't remember the last season. So.
Yeah, but this season so far, it's been 3 out of 3 episodes have been absolutely hilarious. So it could be, So like to me, this show is in the S tier. Like if you get of the rankings, S, A, B, C, D, F, whatever. This is up there with
that. What's an S, A, B, C, D ranking?
If you're gonna rank in tiers, the A tier is A, right? B is B.
Well, that makes sense. B is
S
B.
is like C. S is like so good. It's like above A. It's like this it's extremely exclusive. And so like I think you put this and Miami in the S tier at the moment. Like currently,
I think a gay guy with a lisp like me came up with that term. Like S's are better than any other letter. They're above all the other letters.
Stands for sassy. It's in the sassy tier. So they go to their rooms and Lisa's like, Angie, are you okay? And Angie's like, your guy's light is being shed on the fakery. Monica's over there like, oh, ooh, right out of the gate, like, ooh, right out of the gate, like, what a fucking bitch. You don't talk to anyone like that. I don't care if that's who you are. You don't do that.
And Lisa's like, yeah, you know what? And you're kind and like you're kind of like don't like get involved because there's nothing wrong with being emotional. You know, my feelings would be hurt too. And Monica just walks right over and she's like,
I can hear you guys from outside the room, so, like, I'm sensing that you're upset with me.
Yeah, her feelings are upset. Not as upset as mine because I lost my ring though. And Angie's like, I'm glad you're here, Monica. I just made a comment to Whitney and you're like, ooh, right out the gate. Like, how about check in with me? I introduced you to the friends here. You know what I mean.
Yeah, but you were kind of rude to the hostess, and as your friend, I would tell you that that was rude, though. It's like, that sounded condescending and insulting, so it surprised me that you would, like, talk to her rude when she's putting us all up here.
Well, and I have plans to do that tonight. I deserve to be here as much as everyone else. So,
there's such an awkward pause because Monica puts her in her place so easily. She's just like,
Yeah, here's my argument, and you're wrong and stupid.
and so there's a big long pause, and then Lisa's just like, okay, wow, she won that one really quickly. I'm leaving. Bye. I chose the wrong team. Bye.
She's like, and if you like don't believe me, I have my Nana on the phone. Nana, what do you think about Angie? Don't say those things. Don't say that. Be quiet. Not loud so much. Not loud so much.
So it's time to go shopping, and they go in a Sprinter van, as usual, to downtown Palm Springs, and they split up into stores. Wait, do they split up?
You guys, I'm so upset about my ring.
And Lisa and Meredith go with Bad Weather and Angie into one store.
Marianne's. You know, picking out your clothes is such a personal thing every day, so letting someone else do that for you is just a trust-building exercise.
That's why I always feel like it's such a privilege when I get to put my little toddler in his t-shirt with the trucks on it. I feel like I'm developing a band with my son that will never be replaced till the day I die.
So then we cut to Mary and Monica shopping together, and they're just giggling because Monica has watched the show and knows exactly how to deal with Mary, which is just to laugh and keep it moving, you know?
Yeah.
So they're walking and just kind of giggling, and they walk into a store, and Mary's like, oh, smells like somebody farted. Smells like somebody farted.
Yeah. So now back in the other store, Marianne's. It's Marianne's and the other one's Bizarre. So at Marianne's, Angie's like, ooh. Oh, it shows Heather and Whitney are shopping. It says, the chyron says Heather and Whitney. And then you see Meredith and Lisa browsing and it says Meredith and Lisa. And then Angie finds an outfit. It says Angie and herself.
And everyone's picking out outfits, and Angie's just trying to pick out her own. And she's like, wow, I'm so sorry, but I kind of want to wear this.
Hey, invisible friend, do you think this looks good on me? Me too. I think it looks so good. I'm going to wear it. So Meredith is like disgusted. Meredith sees it and she's like, like her face is just like shocked by the thing that Angie chose.
Meredith doesn't have good poker face. Like, she has to spend time with Angie and she's not happy about it. All their cards are out and they all read irritation. IRRITH. I lost my ring. Tycho. Love that.
So then Mary and Monica are shopping, and Mary, like everything Mary is like, her eyes are bulging. Like, you know, when she's disgusted, her eyes are bulging. She puts her head back. She's like, oh. She's just grossed out by everything that Monica keeps pulling, and she's like, I don't mind being paired up with Monica, but I think I'll do the picking. Okay, I'll prefer me and her. And so then it goes back. This is one of my favorite things. When it goes back to the next store, they just have this long shot of a sign that says $14.99. And I was like, this here is Salt Lake City. You know, when you're at Beverly Hills, they love to dwell on the fact that something costs $5,000, or here's like a $12,000 dress, and here's a rack for $14.99.
Yeah. So then we cut back to Monica again, and she's trying on what Mary picked out, and it's actually cute. It's like this velvet blazer with diamond studs all over it. And Monica goes,
oh my God, girl, you need to have a daughter because, like, you can dress me. You can dress me, girl. Oh my God. Wait, hold on. I bought a bag.
I just wanted to fit in. I just wanted to buy a bag so I would fit in.
That is my favorite. I was in Louis Vuitton and Mike, I bought a bag.
Not so loud, not so loud with the bag.
So she is so happy that and Mary is really cute because she's so happy that this turned out to be cute, right? You can see that she's actually like really proud and like she loves it. This girl loves it. It was actually like
It was nice. It was actually like I felt like in a weird way, like Mary was being treated with some sort of respect. I'm not necessarily, Mary is a curious person and she's done a lot of awful things, but also like a lot of times people talk to her like a child, and I felt like Mary was like, it felt like there was like a genuine rapport going on there for like 1 second, which was kind of sweet.
Yeah, and she actually picks out something cute for Mary too, this big yellow blazer with a like trench coat blazer type thing,
and Mary likes it.
Yeah, I mean it was an impressive scene.
It was
all
really
around.
impressive.
So then back to Meredith. Meredith picks out this. First of all, Meredith is in this terrible yellow dress showing her arms, which she hates. We all know that she hates, even though I feel like editors threw in 20 shots of her arms today just to throw me off my game. Yeah. But she was still showing arms today. So Lisa hates her, and she really hates Lisa still. Wow.
Yeah, because they're doing their big reveals or stepping out of their dressing rooms. And by dressing rooms, I mean like whatever little like shower stall that was there with like some fabric to step out of, so they step out of it, and Meredith's in this yellow thing, which I didn't think was too bad, but I'm not a fashion gay. But Meredith puts Lisa in this like mesh top and like a little coin skirt, and it's like, first of all, it's not Lisa's style whatsoever, and it looks crazy.
It looks completely insane, and Lisa just keeps jangling her hips around because it's a belly dancer mini skirt, mini skirt. And I just want to clarify, I'm not saying anything about Meredith's arms. She actually looks really lovely. I'm saying that I think she has insecurity about them or doesn't like them because she's always in a blazer. So
yeah,
I was like,
or
wait
like
a minute,
giant Monsters Inc. sleeves. But
yes.
and
or
but
feathers.
Also, but Lisa has spoken that she doesn't like to be too revealing. She does feel insecure in that kind of look. So she is so uncomfortable, and she just looks cheap. She looks like she's wearing cheap clothing. Like I don't think it was even from the $14.99 rack. This was from like the $5.99.
Yeah, Meredith clearly still hates her. So she's like,
well, I chose this because the top is very Terry Mugler, which you might have heard on last week's Real Housewives of Orange County as well. And the bottom is not really but you still have to wear it because I'm Meredith.
And Lisa's like, obviously Meredith hates me. And Meredith is like, well, I just wanted to push Lisa out of her comfort zone and then kind of into the auto zone. I wanted her to look like someone who might need to go shopping there. So
I want Lisa to look like she's out of her comfort zone, into the auto zone, and waving a flag with black and white checker marks in the very first version of Fast and the Furious from 1991.
I just wanted her to feel like she wasn't in her zone, but rather just in the play zone at a McDonald's, just going down a grimy slide and landing in a ball pit with a bunch of dirt in there, and this is where she is.
You know what I learned today? That I cannot trust Meredith's style at all. Well, and Heather's like, well, I picked this outfit for Whitney because it's like royalty vibes, and it is insane, okay? It's this big...
This is...
I think Whitney, by way of Trixie's
this
line
was the funniest
writings,
thing Whitney ever said, I think.
She put it perfectly. She goes, I thought this was about trust. Instead, I'm Kate Middleton on top and a lab technician on the bottom. Does anybody need a blood sample taken?
It was so bizarre. Like, she had this big hat with like sort of like, was it like floral or something? But it was like something, a hat you would wear to Derby at the races at Derby. But then there is sort of like a translucent lab tech thing.
feathers. Okay, the hat is
Is it
like
feathers?
feathers. I think they're fake feathers, and then they're white, bright white, with bright white netting over the feathers. It's insane.
And
It's
then-
like they're trying to keep that dove from getting mosquitoes on it. It's like, what the hell?
And so she's trying that. Like, I see Heather's trying to go for a look, but it literally is. It's so crazy. And so you're thinking, oh God. And then we see what Whitney's put Heather in, and Whitney put like Heather in like this kind of vintage leather jacket. And Whitney goes, yeah, this jacket is like very street. I'm like, yeah, because that's what I think of when I think of Heather Gay. Just someone who is like, just very, very street. I look at her and I think, is this like, I don't know. Is it Heather? Is it Missy Elliott? It really could go either way. That's what I always think about with Heather. Of course, Whitney.
Well, that's what Heather likes, though, because remember, she's like, her first season, she's like, I'm just that kind of girl. Like, no one would expect me to be like driving around in my car blasting hip hop. But I
She's
do.
like, I love
Or, like,
black
blasting
man.
rap. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, like, there's nothing in her style that says like she dresses like this, and it's also to me, it's like kind of a strange look on her.
Yeah. Well, they're all crazy looks. I thought it was so good because she goes to Palm Springs and puts somebody in a leather jacket. I mean, that is just so cold.
Well,
It's like one of the hottest places in America. So,
Irony, huh? Isn't that irony,
Heather's-
doing something so cold in a hot place?
the irony. So, home run. Heather loves it. So then Whitney goes, because we still don't know that they're not done, because this scene's just kind of lingering.
oh,
Well,
okay.
at least the way we're telling it, it's like 5 hours long. But then Whitney goes,
Hey, wait, can Angie come out now?
Angie's in her dressing room just waiting for her line. I'm waiting for my cue. I'm waiting. Yaourt. Yogurt. Word of the day. So
and Heather's like, who? And she goes, come on, Angie. And so Angie comes on, and I just love that she was back there waiting. And Angie's like, she comes out in this gold costume, bikini, toga dress thing, and she's like,
she's
guys,
really cheap looking.
you know what? I'm not gonna dump this outfit because it's very Grecian. I embody the Greek culture here. I'm Greek, and this is what Greek people like to wear.
And Lisa goes, totally Grecian. Yeah, it's totally Grecian. And Meredith goes, the outfit, it's like a Greek tragedy.
They all meet up, and they all look
Well, you know what?
insane.
But they all get, it's so discordant. All these looks all together. It is. Heather goes, looking around at all our outfits, we look like the rejected Barbies at the bottom of the toy trunk. So why don't we, by the way, we know this is gonna be a two-parter. So we'll keep the video going, but for everyone else, thank you so much for listening to this episode. We are going to be back with part 2 coming up very, very shortly in your podcast feed. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Strolling the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
She's never scary. It's the Green Fairy.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg. Ruru LaRue.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch. She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
We love him madly. It's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters. Nancy Cease and Desisto.
Give him hell, Miss Noel. She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She's quite the catch. It's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.